That's loud. Oh my god.
He's got a condition. It's treatable, and he's gonna be okay.
How was he?
Scared. Yeah, they put those electrodes all over him, and he was wondering where his daddy was.
Saving lives. I know it doesn't
Babe,
make things better.
You'd be
But
there.
I'm sorry.
This is horrible. I mean, it's a horrible situation because I get her point. Like being married to someone that's never there, and you have to, you know, look at your kid and be like, yeah, your dad loves you, but you know, he has to do other things. He has to work. He's not here when he's scared, and you're left to carry like with everything by yourself, and it's tough. It's not an easy job, and you know, you sign up to have a partner, and your partner's not there, right? I get it. But at the same time, he's not working at Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he can just say, like, okay, I'm gonna take some time off. Like, serial killers are not resting. There's always cases, and he's not even like just a part of the team. He is kind of like the head of the team. So it's not like he has like a lot of choices here. And I'm sure he could take some time off, but it's not that easy. Like, I don't know. I feel bad. I don't know what the solution here would be. Because you cannot just disconnect and be like, okay, I'm gonna take a week off. Don't call me if people are like getting murdered and stuff. And I mean, he tried to do that, but the murder came to his door. Like the case came to him. So it's not that he can just escape either, because they keep coming. It's so horrible.
Pulls his weapon out and shoots into the ceiling right there.
God, that's so scary. Oh my god. Imagine you're just making your withdrawal and then all of a sudden you're in your underwear.
This is the best spot in the bank. I can see all the tellers, the front door.
They're kids.
Why? Maybe they were the most inappropriate couples he could think of.
He's sadistic.
Would explain why he brings them here. He could have taken them behind the teller windows, or he could have taken them back into the vault, but he chooses here. The most exposed place in the bank. Did you ever get a hold of the security videos?
Yes, but they were mostly erased.
Why?
That's Henderson, the bank manager. Said he was so flustered after what he had been through that when he was gathering the tapes for us, he hit the wrong buttons and erased part.
Oh yeah, very convenient.
No. I told him I thought he was embarrassed about the tapes getting out and he erased them on purpose.
Completely
Is
weird.
it the same
How
one?
weird are we talking, Garcia?
The security footage Hotch gave me, I ran it through my software 3 times. And there are weird height issues.
Right, is it the same
son?
son?
The first 3 robberies is 6'1", and the unsub in the last robbery, he's 5'10".
So what, in the last robbery we're dealing with a different unsub?
Yeah.
Who was somehow able to erase tapes that show exactly what happened at that bank.
I didn't think it would matter.
You didn't think it would matter.
I think it's pretty clear what this is about.
I guess you can convince yourself of anything.
Humiliation.
Should mean he's also getting more dangerous.
At least we know we're only dealing with one unsub.
I guess. But why now? Why the change now, right? That's the question.
Manipulating his captives.
In all likelihood, he'll be high on drugs.
Is this happening right now?
It would be wrong, however, to write this guy off as crazy. Bank robbing is an ambitious crime, and it takes time and planning to pull it off.
What makes this unsub unique is his fractured psyche. The 2 parts of his psyche have just begun to bleed together.
They're getting a call
When
soon.
they finally converge, we're talking about a criminal with the skills and efficiency of a master bank robber and the rage of a suicide bomber.
Oh, son of a bitch.
He will.
Please.
You didn't put away your phone?
Less than a
Are you
mile.
serious?
Just around the corner.
Why do you have it open?
Is this your bike?
You call the cops and then you hide it. Like, Put the phone somewhere. Throw it away from you, from your body. Nah, he's gone. He's gone. Look at him go. That looks so fake.
Hey, you call Elle and Reid?
Nice way of pimping.
That's unusual. Pimps typically violate by proxy, forcing others to do the work for them, whereas bank robbers usually operate in pairs or alone,
So he's sexually sadistic and has experience with armed robbery.
along with fitting all other parameters of the profile.
All right, I'll get in touch with his...
You got a habit?
Which one of mine doesn't? If I'm not mistaken, he probably has about a 10 rocket day
I mean,
month.
it's kind of
If
similar,
Lynch is
no?
our guy, he's going downhill fast, but if he's tweaking, he's going down even faster.
His latest drug test isn't back yet.
It's JJ's paradise.
Roland Lynch. Talk to me. Roland Lynch. Roland Lynch. Hey, Roland Lynch. Don't even think about it. Don't move. Give it to me. Give it to me.
I mean, from what we've seen, that's not him, right? Because
They send in feds for busting parole.
he has long hair.
Bank rob-
Oh, God. There's not even a bank. Oh, wow.
What'd she say?
Hardcore or not, you've got the wrong scumbag.
He shot a 14-year-old kid.
Witnesses,
What
he
a
came in
piece
and
of shit.
fired into the
Oh, no.
He's forcing the sons to hit their mothers.
He started to. When he tried to get the first one to hit his mother harder, he refused, and when he refused...
Dude.
He's playing out a fantasy.
Yeah, but it's his fantasy and it's someone else's children.
They're surrogates of some kind.
No, you don't do this
Oh, my God.
for someone else's kids to get off. You just don't do it.
Seriously. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
It's a psychodrama.
What?
What's that?
It's a form of psychotherapy whereby actors serve as surrogates for actual people in the patient's life.
Incorporates many elements of theater, including an audience.
There's a very famous pilot program at the San Luis Obispo County Jail in the mid-90s.
Isn't that just a couple hours away from here?
She's completely out of her mind.
Oh, she's so lonely, she'll just keep talking to us. I doubt she'll tell us where he is.
That was Garcia. Apparently, Shepard's sister died 12 years ago. Suicide.
Oh my God, it keeps getting grimmer and
She'll get
grimmer.
a number on her kids.
Oh, she was probably lonely after the husband died and on painkillers, not in her right mind, and...
Got one.
Well, don't ruin the door of the hotel. Just because you want to be a badass.
Yeah.
Morgan, you're gonna pay for the repairs. Oh, this poor kid's. Oh, God.
Really close.
Let's wait for the sound of gunshot, I guess. Yeah.
Do it.
Oh my God.
So do it. No. Do it. Come on, you can do it.
Drop the knife.
Won't fix you, Shepard. Doesn't matter what you make him do, how many people are watching you.
He's a drug addict. He's detoxing. I don't care what he asks for. Don't give him anything.
Come on. He's not a doctor.
He's right. I'm an FBI agent, and he killed a 14-year-old boy today.
Yeah. Fuck him.
The basis of shame is not some personal mistake of ours, but that this humiliation
so angry.
is seen by everyone. Milan Kundera, his mother, broken home, society, all of it, none of it.
I see where this is going. Oh, Hodge.
It gets worse and worse with each case.
Save one life, we save the world.
Another hard one, guys. That was tough. It was very interesting, though. I didn't know there was such a thing as psychodrama, but we learn something new every day. Again, you know, someone else pays for the parent's mistakes, and it sucks. And I can see why Hodge is worried, because he sees all these things, and you know, he has to study their behavior and profile these people, and he sees like, oh, they come from a broken home, absentee father, blah blah blah, overbearing mom, right? And sometimes, you know, I can only imagine, like right now, especially after talking to his wife and not being there for his son, that at some point would be like, oh my god, what if I'm like hurting my son by not being there? And maybe eventually one day he'll snap. And I know it's kind of like overreaching a little bit and like exaggerating, because it's not abuse or anything like that, but sometimes you just need to like grab for one reason, and it doesn't take that much really to make your brain kind of like go places. And I don't know, I understand that, because he mentioned the broken home, and I don't know, it just I kind of felt it. So yeah, that was kind of an escalation, because he started robbing banks and then he just went crazy, and so scary. And I really liked how they came to all the conclusions, right? Garcia doing her part, by letting them know that no, it's actually the same unsub. Because yeah, like at first I was like, maybe it's a different one, maybe this is a copycat and it's just using the MO from the bank robbery to do this, to be all the sadistic shit. But no, it was the same guy. And she came up with the idea of lifts, which was good. And then of course Reid came up with like the whole like psychodrama, which is a form of therapy, and apparently went completely bonkers, because it just made him like messed him up more, I guess. And it led to this birthday party from hell. Like, this poor kid will never be the same. Especially the kid that was standing there with a hunting knife to his throat, holding a MAC-10 and pointing it at his mom. Like, how do you... He's gonna need a whole lot of therapy. Like, how do you even survive that? Like, I don't even know. I wouldn't even get over it that easy. I cannot imagine like a little kid. Oh my god. And when he killed that 14-year-old for not beating his mom hard enough. These people, I swear to God. And I really like that Hodge was like, nope, you're not getting shit. You need to suffer your pain, because you don't deserve rights right now. And he doesn't. Like, why would you be concerned about giving these people human rights when they completely reject their rights, when they become this like horrible people, like they start killing like old people, kids, beating up people? Like, no. Oh god, this show. And yeah, we got some character development with Hodge, and I'm calling it right now. This marriage is not gonna last. I saw it in her face. She's not happy. And even though she's been trying to be understanding and supportive, I feel like there's a point where you just can't. And I get her point. I don't know how I would act if that were me, but at the same time, I also get Hodge. And like I said, it's not just like a 9-to-5 job where you can just be like, okay, whatever, I'm taking my 2-week vacation. It's tough. So, I don't know. I feel like it takes a lot to have this job and also be a family man. Like, I wonder if you can do both. Like, real people, like the people, because these are based on real people. Like, somebody has this job, so I'm wondering what their situation is. Like, maybe they make it bigger because they need more of the drama, right? Because it's a show. But I feel like it does happen. Like, it does affect your family life because you're not there all the time. You just can't be there all the time. And not only that, but your wife or your significant other is always going to worry. Like, where are you? Are you coming home? Oh, God. It's horrible. I feel so bad. But what are you going to do? Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I will see you in the next one.
Both those women are in their 30s. They were raped about 5 days apart.
Where have the new attacks taken place?
Opposite ends of the city. He was waiting for them when they got home.
Oh.
How do we know it's the same guy?
Serial rapists hardly ever change victimology once it's established. It's based on a fantasy that's very specific.
Maybe he's telling these women that no one's safe.
Call Hatch and Morgan. Tell them wheels up as soon as we're cleared to town.
They put a lot of focus on Elle and that little thing. Like, she looked very...
Well, thanks.
Uncomfortable, or like it was getting to her. And I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that this is happening in their homes. Because she was shot in her home. And your home's supposed to be your safe place, right?
Can you roll over to the other side, please?
Oh God, and you have to go through
Excuses,
this
please.
after such a horrible thing.
And he talked about taking me away to Positano, Italy, and drinking white wine and listening to Al Green.
Is there any significance to
God.
it?
My
Very-
favorite place in the world, the only alcohol I drink, and my favorite singer. I don't understand how he could know any
So
of it.
specific.
I went to the doctor. He said that my injuries were minor.
And you think if they were somehow worse, it'd be better?
I don't know.
You did what you had to do to survive. Don't let anyone tell you different.
What are you doing here?
Yeah.
I took a room on the hall.
Well, you live 4 blocks away.
Exactly. Why be separated from the work?
She seems very, like,
You stole a bathroom?
energetic. I don't know.
Cheryl on campus today, she said, so many lives here have been ruined.
Yeah?
Only 20% of rapes are even reported.
You think there are more victims out there?
You figure a Catholic school, the percentages are bound to hold.
On some stress, there might have been a rape that never got reported.
I thought maybe you might want to talk.
Oh, Reid. You're
Don't
so
go all
perceptive.
profiler on me.
Elle, you got shot in your own home, and then came back to the BAU like nothing even happened. Thinking you might want to talk isn't profiling.
After he shot me, he reached into my wound so he could write on the wall in my blood.
Mm-hmm.
I was barely conscious, but I could feel his hand in there. And sometimes it's like I can still feel it.
The big victim.
He fantasizes that he's in a relationship with these women. Now, he doesn't come across them by accident. This is someone with access. He's the cable guy, or the locksmith. He's the guy who reads the gas meter. He can describe exactly what these women wear and how they smell.
Ew.
These...
He has a collage of all his victims.
I love my wife.
I'm sure you do.
That was a weird thing to say.
She was raped.
The unsub got her pregnant. I'm choosing the sin of suicide over the sin of abortion because I can't bring his baby into the world.
You've been the stressor.
And that explains the change
His
in
relationships. In his mind, Shelley killed their baby.
Jason, Hotch, we need to go back to the last victim and ask one more question.
Did he say anything to you about
They want a family.
children, family?
Yeah.
I had an appointment at the clinic to talk about insemination a few days before I was attacked.
Did anyone else know about that?
I just decided. I'm 38.
Yeah, so in his mind, in his crazy ass mind, since these are girlfriends, right? Like the last person, like the one that he got pregnant, killed his baby, and so that would change his like MO with like, okay, I can't keep doing this with like immature girls because they're not gonna be wanting to keep the baby, so he's going to do this with older women who would keep the baby in his mind, right? So she is looking to have one. So my question is, and I'm sure it's going to get to that, are the other victims in the same boat? Like the other victims are looking for artificial insemination as well, and if so, what's the commonality, right? Like the common link between them? Are they going to the same clinic to get this artificial insemination thing done?
I'm sorry, but whoever's committing these crimes couldn't work at this clinic.
You don't know that. I
But
hate
that
when
doesn't
people
mean
answer
there isn't
that.
a connection. We need your help to figure out what it might be.
You excuse me, just a minute. Can you just fill that out? That's
It's
great.
like, they couldn't work here. Like, bitch, you don't know that. Oh. Why would that be
This is
there?
everything the NSUB knew about the victims.
Who else sees these?
I don't compromise the medical privacy of my patient.
Who else
Dude.
sees these?
Well, I sell the forms to a direct marketing company called First Hand Media. They just target buying habits. No medical information changes hands.
Dayton, Ohio, you're on the air.
Well,
I'd
I
like
feel
to
more
make a
comfortable
request.
about filling out questionnaires.
You name it.
Listen, it's a marketing firm by the name of First Hand Media.
Share it with everyone you have working here for minimum wage.
I sense an attitude.
We need
Yeah, there
copies
is an
of every
attitude.
single questionnaire that you got from the clinic. We can get a warrant here in about an hour if you prefer.
If you think about it, all I'm doing is profiling just like you guys.
Well, let's not think about it.
I sense an attitude. Like, yeah, women are getting raped. You bet your ass I have an attitude.
So he knows they're committed to having children, which means they're much less likely to abort even in the cases of rape.
Get this, each of the victims also checked the yes box when asked if it would be okay to contact them on special deals on pediatric items.
The unsub's mind, they've consented. Thinks he's doing them a service.
What?
Check those forms for each of those elements. If we can narrow down the potential list of victims, we can be waiting for him.
I guess no one's home.
No. Oh, seriously? I mean, I don't know what else they could have done. I mean, break the door.
What the hell are your men doing?
Excuse me?
Well, you can have men outside the door, but a woman can still get raped inside.
Elle.
They knocked, there was no answer, there was no legal cause to enter.
So they just walked away?
No, they left messages that it was urgent she contact the police.
Which must be on the machine right after that creep left a message saying he was gonna rape her.
Elle, what
They
the hell
did
are you
everything
doing?
in their power.
You just keep telling yourself that.
Elle.
Well, let's give him one.
Yeah.
You think Elle's ready for it?
We'll be there for her.
I don't think she's going to feel like you are.
What's my story?
Your legal secretary, 36, divorced. Another thing, don't go out with your gun on, it's too risky.
I don't
If he
think
sees
she's
it, we're
ready
not
for
losing.
this.
Keep it someplace inside so you can get to it easily.
I'm gonna be right out front. Hotch and Gideon are gonna be around the corner in the surveillance van.
And don't forget you're wired, so we'll be with you at all times.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Elle,
no,
back
no,
off,
no,
back
no.
off. We got no reason to bring him in.
Don't blow it. Don't blow it.
Ah, she blew it.
Go, go, go! Everybody go!
FBI, put your hands where I can see them. Get out of the car! Right now! Get on the ground! I didn't do anything. Put your palms up!
I was just checking my...
Shut up!
She wasn't ready for this.
Where do I find her?
Oh, the lawyer coming to ruin everything.
Oh, no, son of a bitch.
Why don't you volunteer a DNA sample?
Oh.
If you were the kid, when you want to know who your father was.
That's the lawyer, yeah.
Don't say another word.
I'm advising my client not to answer any more questions.
You're letting him walk?
Back off, Elle.
You don't know what he's done.
The only reason he's walking is because you panicked.
I'm supposed to believe that you've got my back?
What are you saying to me?
The last time you sent me home, Hot, you got me shot.
Walk with me, right now.
Is this what you do?
Oh my God, Elle.
You wait for them until they get home?
What are you doing?
You're not supposed to be here.
Well, you can't talk to a woman without a gun in your hand? You and I both know what you are, and you're not gonna hurt women anymore.
Without you, I would still be locked up.
I didn't let you walk.
I mean, you did, but not intentionally.
Thank you. You've made a lot of women very happy.
Oh my God.
Hey, Lee. I am. Thank you.
Wow.
Kelly,
I was
speak to her
not
until
expecting
she's been
that.
processed. Procedure.
What happened?
She came to stake his place out. He saw her. He had a gun. Don't worry, it's
Why
cut
was
and
she
dry.
staking his place?
Self-defense.
That was tough. And I totally understand why she did that, because girl, same. I would probably have done that had I been in her shoes. After like hearing those words, oh my God. But I could tell, I think it was like 2 episodes ago when she came back, that she wasn't doing so well. She looked different, not just physically, but just the way that she was acting. She was a bit more aggressive than usual, because she's always been kind of aggressive, but this, like, there was a difference in her aggressiveness. It seemed colder or detached. I think that's the word. More like she felt more detached. And I had my concerns. And also just like her relationship with the rest of the team felt a little different. She was more defensive. I don't know. I didn't think it was gonna end like this. I just thought that she was going to go through some dark times where, like, the drinking, I wasn't surprised about the drinking. I thought that she was going to have some drinking issues and that was gonna affect her job somehow, but not to this extent. She was going to actually, like, shoot someone in cold blood. That was surprising. I don't think that she should have been put in the situation where she was, you know, alone in her house waiting for someone to, you know, come and do her harm. I feel like she was not ready for that. Even though she said she was ready for that, I felt like they should have seen the signs. I mean, these are profilers, right? I guess they wanted to believe that she was okay. And oftentimes it's really hard to profile someone you're so close with. So I don't know. I felt like they should have asked someone else to do this. I'm sure they had some other female cops there. I don't know. I felt like that was a mistake. And yeah, she panicked. She didn't want to be a victim or even pretend to be a victim, because the first time when she actually was a victim, it was so hard and so traumatizing that she didn't want to do it anymore. And just the thought of having the flashbacks, because that's what was happening, right? She was having flashbacks of the moment that she was attacked at home, and then just thinking of the other victims, and she just wanted to end it right there. And it caused more harm because they didn't have any probable cause to arrest him, and he ended up walking. It would have been different if he had been caught in the act, and then there was like, it would be very cut and dry, right? He would have gone away for good. So yeah, I feel bad for Elle, and she shouldn't have done that, because now it's going to affect her career. Because I don't think, Hodge and Gideon didn't believe her, and I don't know if they're going to have her back and lie for her or make her get some type of therapy. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm concerned. I don't feel like it's going to be the same, guys. And that part when she was like, oh, I'm supposed to believe that you have my back, I kind of saw that, because when Gideon told her, we'll be there, we'll have your back, I was like, oh God, is she gonna feel like safe? Because the last time she didn't feel that way. Like, I don't know, that was tough. And it was tough of Hodge to hear. So I don't know. Yeah. And I feel bad for Reid, because he was there and trying to be her friend, because he was seeing the signs. He was very concerned. He looked so cute with his glasses. And she opened up to him a little bit, and I don't know why, like, they thought that she was ready. Because I guess she posed a good front, right? Like her facade of being like strong and ready for anything. But they should have like dug deeper. Did she even go to talk to someone? Did she even have any like therapy after that? Don't cops have like some type of mandatory therapy that they have to go through when they both kill someone or when they get shot? I thought that was a given or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. We have 2 more to go, and I've been really enjoying this Criminal Minds week, and I hope you have as well. So I'll see you tomorrow for another one. Bye.
That's what really happened that night. And I think you need to be honest with yourself, since you've got to live with it for the rest of your life.
I appreciate your concern. I'm fine.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're anxious. You're on edge. I've noticed.
More than Reid or Morgan.
Neither of them confronted a suspect and then shot and killed him.
Yeah, because they didn't find themselves in the position that they needed to do so.
They're even dressing her differently.
You're the boss.
Like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't remember her like dressing like that, like with the shirt all up to here. It just makes her look stiffer, like more unapproachable. I don't know. Is it just me?
None of us are safe.
Well, if they weren't linked before, they most certainly are now.
Both murdered by the same offender.
Was hunting children. I'll go to Texas, you find Elle.
I feel like this is a way to like push her out of the show. Really? You're just gonna throw away your cell phone?
Plato wrote, "We can easily forgive a child who's afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light."
Is she leaving?
I was terrified. I'm an 8-year-old myself.
Victims knew their killer. Followed him to this spot.
I was gonna say, like, how did they get him there?
Well, the kids went this deep into the woods because they trusted him.
It could be someone you know, or it could be a stranger you pass at the grocery store. But
It's horrible. It could be the person sitting next to you.
And our children close.
Yeah, sweetheart, you got a question?
There was this little girl once on the news who just got grabbed right in front of her house. Could that happen to us?
Nothing's gonna happen to any of you, as long as you remember this buddy system, okay? Any more questions?
So, this kid doesn't owe you anything.
Now come on, it'll be fun.
Not if he catches me. Come on, it'll be easy. Just ring and run. We'll be right here.
Yeah, now go.
They won't be right there. I hate bullies so much. Just leave, kid.
Who's in the house?
Forever kind of a local legend, ghost story.
About?
Supposedly watches the kids from his window, hunts them, skins them, eats them.
I don't think that's him.
Standard.
Folks have been telling that story since...
Probably just like
Sorry, Dad.
that old guy from the Sandlot, you know?
You've been following me.
What's going on?
I really wanted to be a part of the team.
You were.
But when I needed the team, I was all alone. I was alone in the one place that I have the right to feel safe, and that's my home. Just like those women in Ohio who were attacked had a right to feel safe in their homes.
So does that justify taking the law into your own hands?
Plus, I understand that she feels kind of like that she feels like she was left alone, right? Be kind of vulnerable state in her house and all that stuff. But like, it's not like the entire team just like turned their backs on her. She was tired, and Hotch didn't want her to fall asleep in the job, right? Because she needed to be sharp because they were dealing with a very strange and delicate situation. So, right, she had been stressed because she was arrested and she had been through a lot. So, Hotch thought he was doing her a favor by just sending her home to sleep. He couldn't like predicted that this guy was gonna be there. Maybe he should have. I don't know. But she made it sound like, oh, when I needed the team, they weren't there for me. Like, I mean, that's not necessarily the truth, because it was an accident. Like, it wasn't like something that's planned, and they were just like, oh, you know what, screw her, we're just gonna focus on something else. Like, that's not how it happened. But at the same time, I can see how she would feel very frustrated and abandoned in a way. I don't know. It's a tough situation. Still, I don't think she should have like taken the law in her own hands. I mean, you should know better with the job that you're doing, right? But she's still human.
Sure looks like a haunted house.
And yeah, this is necessary because it looks very suspicious. But for the sake of the show and the episode, I feel like this is very cut and dry, so I don't feel like this is what it is.
I didn't want the old man to find me.
It's all right. No one's gonna harm you. Come on.
So you just hit there?
Did you get anything?
Only the Finnegan's house on the hill is like the Bates Motel of Ozona, Texas.
Sarah Peterson, right? I guess Finnegan brought the kids back here first before baiting them into the woods. Why wouldn't he get rid of the evidence?
Considers them trophies.
When this is all said and done, I'd like to hang his head on my wall.
So it is him, I guess? Oh my god. Are they gonna find him? Is that him?
It's like we just found.
And the plot thickens.
Journals. How he would look out the window on a daily basis to see if she would come home. She never did. He never recovered. He ended up turning into a recluse that people in town misunderstood.
Found something.
Yeah, that's so sad.
I went to her room one night and she was drinking.
She almost died. I'd be drinking too.
Well, then maybe you should have like talked to her about it. Like, I don't know. Because that's one of like the conversation. I don't remember. I feel like a few of you mentioned it. But the thing about what happened last time when Reid just came to talk to her, and how he was probably the least capable of like showing the emotions that are required in that situation, like empathizing with her, because even though he wanted to and he was trying, it's not in his nature. Like it doesn't come naturally, and it was a struggle. And it does make me wonder if it would have been different if someone like Morgan, who was a lot closer to her, would have seen the signs and approached her and be like, hey, Elle, do you want to talk about it? You know, I'm here for you. All those things. So maybe maybe her whole thing about feeling abandoned also has something to do with that. Maybe she kind of like resents the fact that nobody really came to talk to her. Because one thing is just coming over, it's like, hey, Elle, are you okay? Or hey, whatever, just like in passing, to actually try to do what Reid did, you know, came to her door and offered a shoulder or an ear and all those things. I don't know. I just wonder.
Mr. Charles!
Oh.
Don't do it!
What do you have in the bag?
Why are you running?
Ooh, Morgan's gonna beat his ass. Or want to.
Here's the deal. I could stand here and tell you what I think you were doing in Finnegan's house for the last 2 weeks. You're not a Minuteman, are you? Oh, that's what it is. You're done before she even gets started. She left you for another man who has... Okay! James, that was exciting. Did I hit a nerve?
I want to go home.
Oh, you want to go home?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, that ain't about to happen, so why don't you come over here and sit your ass down? I said sit down!
Yeah, what did you find out?
The second set of prints didn't match any of the victims.
So there might be a fourth victim still out there. Check surrounding towns for missing children reports and get right back to me.
You know, it's bad enough his mother left, now his father's in custody, and
maybe he's
gonna take the poor kid into child
his son's fingerprints.
So's jaywalking.
Doesn't he have
I don't like it.
Doesn't he have a kid?
An EpiPen and a refrigerator that's filled with dairy products that is sealed.
Oh,
with
that's
duct
why he
tape.
can't eat the spinach, because it has the spinach soup has dairy in it.
You know what happens to guys? They mess with kids on the inside.
Coffee?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Milk?
Please.
So when?
When?
Okay.
That your son is a murderer.
Oh my God.
What are you talking about?
You might have been the one who brought the food trays to Finnegan's, but your son ate them.
Yeah, because he's the one with the allergy.
Everything but the cream spinach.
Do you want me to confess? I mean, is that what this game is? What's it matter?
Jeffrey's allergy is dangerous. So much so, he wrapped the only dairy product with duct tape so he wouldn't accidentally eat it. You taught him well to protect himself.
Oh my God, this poor guy.
I felt it this morning.
What do you even do in this situation?
Where is he, Mr. Charles?
Oh. Why is this kid? Oh God. There you go.
Because you shouldn't be walking alone. You know, the whole buddy system.
Isn't he like the Ian from Shameless?
I know a shortcut.
Cameron something something?
I told you to shut up!
Oh my God.
School, she was supposed to walk home with a neighbor.
It's most likely when Jeffrey approached, but where would he have taken her?
Such heavy patrolling in this town.
But
How
to
do you
go
manage to
from
take a
that
little
to
girl
like
from the scene?
murder?
Because we taught them. Nobody's gonna think anything of two kids walking together. The buddy system, remember?
I don't know why this is like super creepy. The fact that it's a kid. Oh god, he's gonna be behind you on the other side, the other side. Oh my god, kid. Wow, that's dark.
Why'd you hurt those kids?
Because I wanted to.
Oh god, this is so sad. Oh, this poor guy.
Reid, listen to me. Do not do that to yourself. You were just trying to help a friend. You hear me? Don't go there, kid. Elle made her own choice. That's on her.
Yeah. I mean, you did more than anybody else. Like, you actually went to talk to her because you noticed that she wasn't doing all right.
She hasn't admitted anything.
You know, when I first started this job, the sound of my phone ringing a call from the bureau, I used to get so excited the blood would race through my veins. And now, that same sound, it paralyzes me.
Yeah.
I'm not the same person anymore. You know,
yeah, if you can't do the job.
When I first joined the team, I couldn't figure out why you never ever smile. Now I think I'm actually gonna miss that.
I mean, it's hard for him to smile with like all this crap going on all the time. Not to mention
I'm gonna miss you too.
His own family's life situation. Yeah, kids are always tough. They're always a tough thing. But I was not expecting it to be a child killer at the same time. And oh my god, being in that father's shoes, I don't even know like what I would have done. Like, what can you do in that situation? I mean, the logical thing to do would be to, you know, the minute that you find out is your child responsible for murders, you go to the police and you're like, hey, you know, I found this hat, or whatever, and hope for the best. But as a parent, your first instinct is to protect your child no matter what. And sometimes that makes people make irrational decisions or just become blinded by the love they have for their kid, and while trying to protect them, they're actually doing them more harm than good. And not only them, but like everybody else, because while you're trying to protect your kid is free to go and hurt other people, like other children. So I can't judge him for that because I'm not a parent, so I can only try and imagine what it would be like to one day realize that your kid is sick, like he has issues, and how do you deal with that? He was ready to go to jail for him, apparently, which was not going to help the situation, because then the kid was just going to be like taken into foster care, and then some other family was going to have to deal with this. So I'm glad it ended up the way it did, but it was just heartbreaking to see that moment, because I don't know, it's still your son, you know? What are you gonna do? It doesn't automatically turn to hate, and you just remember all the moments that you had with him, and I don't know, it's just something broke psychologically in him. You know, when his mom left, and then he needed his dad, and he wasn't there, not because he didn't want to be, but it was his job to help others and be around other kids, and the resentment grew into hate, and just something got twisted in there. and he thought, well, I'm just gonna get rid of them, and then my dad will come home and spend more time with me. That's why when he was like, why did you kill them? It's like, I wanted to, because it's true, that's what he wanted to do. And it's tough. It's tough when it's kids, because I don't know, even though they know at this age the difference between right and wrong, it's still something that doesn't click, like, which is why a lot of the times with its kids, they get charged with like, what, 10 years or something sometimes. I think in some cases they just stay in some like juvie or some detention center until they turn 18, and then sometimes they're able to leave, and depending on the gravity of the situation, right, they can only stay in until they're 18, and then they're gonna have to like review the case. I don't know, it's really tough. It's tough when it's kids. Anyways, yeah, I love seeing Elle Fanning and Cameron Monaghan, something like that. I don't know. I know he's Ian from Shameless, and it's always cute to see kids, you know, because you're seeing him as adults now, like acting, and just seeing them how they were as kids is really cute to see them. He was really creepy, and this, like, you can see the evil in his face, and just reminded me of like a live version of Chucky. I don't know why, but he's the red hair. So Elle is gone. I am gonna miss her, because I really enjoyed everybody in the team. She wasn't my favorite, but I like it. I liked her because she was a tough female character. And yeah, even though we do have JJ and we do have Garcia, she was the only one that was actually in the field kicking ass. So I really hope that whoever takes her place is going to be a female, because we already have enough testosterone. So please. Anyways, yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I will see you right away with another episode. Bye.